want to set some records straight. He had moments where he was very unfaithful.
So I think there's enough where I can talk about it now, about what actually happened in the clip, but the aspect of the breakup, and that I can't ever have any privacy about what actually happened in the breakup or during the relationship, that I have to tell every single detail or I'll be canceled and lose my actual like career in the social media space. So what happened was, in that video, Olivia and I were broken up. Like, it was done. We were done. We were broken up. In that video that you saw, we were broken up. So whatever assumptions you guys have, we were broken up. We were done. And to underline the fact that I was also broken up, the person that came was a girl named Holly. And Holly is still one of my closest friends. She was the first person I met in LA that wasn't in the social media space. She was the first person that was she was like the first person I got close to in LA. Besides the Sway Boys, besides anybody in social media, she was the first person I ever met. She was the first person that I genuinely got close to and I'm still close to. She's probably the closest person I am to in LA. She was at the Sway house 8 days in a row when Olivia and I broke up, because Olivia and I had broken up, so I was obviously not okay. So I called Holly and I basically said, I need you right now. And she was there 8 days in a row. But I was basically in my room just being depressed. And she was just kind of a presence in the room, because some things you can go through alone, and just things like that, some things you just can't. I was going through one of the hardest breakup I've ever gone through, and I needed one of my best friends, the closest friend I had in LA at the time. And the reason Bryce and them reacted like that is because Holly just happens to be absolutely gorgeous. So obviously they're gonna assume, because that's what everybody on the face of this earth does, is assume every single thing without knowing anything. But one of my closest friends coming to check up on me, because she had to check up on me 8 days in a row. She literally just sat there and watched me cry. Literally just sat in the room and watched me cry. That was pretty much it. Yeah, that's the whole story. There's nothing else to it. But everyone seemed to think, because the date that the live was uploaded on the 21st and the day that I commented on Olivia's post, that we were still together. Well, guys, her and I were broken up for I think a week and a half to 2 weeks before we actually went public with it. We were broken up for a little bit before we went public with it. And I mean, she broke up with me. It wasn't like a mutual breakup at first. It was her breaking up with me. So I was still trying to get us to stay together. I was trying to work it out. But I mean, I would still comment on her post because people didn't know we broke up. Like, no one knew we were broken up yet. We only went public about it after. I don't know if I can confirm or deny this, but she didn't comment on any of my things after we broke up for a little while. And if she did, probably because we're just trying not to go public with it yet. Because people had already assumed Olivia and I had broken up before we even went public with it, because people started to notice the change. People just noticed that we just weren't, I don't know how to describe it, people just knew we weren't together anymore.
you deal with like people being like all up in your business about relationships? What's that like, having every little detail thrown up online?
I'd say to some extent it's kind of cool just to like have your love life kind of put out there. It's like so people kind of know, but at the same time it's like privacy in my life is really important. And when you go through like a public breakup, I feel like the automatic thing is that social media and like the public takes it like so personally, and they always think like something happened or like they want to choose sides. And in my opinion, there shouldn't be sides in general. It's just two things didn't work out. So
like,
what out of respect for him, like I haven't talked about it yet, but I feel like I'm receiving a lot of hate that is very unnecessary. Like, okay. But I don't wish him to get any hate, because like hate should not be a thing where you should wish upon anyone. But I want to set some records straight. He had moments where he was very unfaithful, and we tried to work out the problems like any relationship was, because I loved him. But that's unfortunately why the relationship ended. And I just want to reiterate that I don't want him to receive any hate or to shame anyone, because it's just what happens in life. But yeah, this is the last time we're going to speak about it. I don't really like to put my public relationships out there.